Okay, so in previous session, I have just explained what exactly configuration of why we are going to configure this tax on sales purchase. Generally, this is for indirect taxes. And last session, while creation of tax procedure, we got some error. There was a small mistake during, while copy this transaction type. So let me log in. Okay, so what I said, we have to create a tax procedure. So this was the tax procedure which I have created previously. Double click on control field, and here error was appearing. Okay, here error was appearing. So I'll do one thing. Open a new screen. Use transaction code TM01. Sorry, OBCN. And whatever transaction type I copied, okay, so we'll copy. I'll show you guys transaction type. I'll copy once again. Here VST, that is for input. So this one we are going, first of all, I'll have to delete whatever I created. I'll create once again. Save it. Then in process VST input. Against this transaction type we assign GL accounts. See, against the transaction type we assign GL account, and those transaction type will be linked here. So see, the in front of your condition type, for output we are having 2, and for input we are having 2 transaction types. So total 4 transaction types are there, 2 for output and 2 for input. So what we have done, 4 GLs also we have created. 2 GL we have to assign to this output tax and output cess, and this 2 GL we have to assign here on output tax and input tax or input and input cess. Now here what we are going to do here, so we need to have 4 account keys. Account key is also called transaction type. So here we should have 4 account key, 2 for input and 2 for output, 2 for input tax and 2 for 2 for input and output tax and 2 for input and output cess. So now what I am going to do here, I'll just copy input, and what code I am going to give. So see here, it should be similar to this one. So input we have given GST3 and GST4. 4-digit length is there, but here we are having only 3-digit length. So GS3, enter, and copy GS3 and make it GS4. This is input cess. Press enter, and then select MWS and make it GS1, and copy this one and make it GS2, and this will be output ses. Press enter and save this. Now we have created this account key. Account key we have created. Now we need to assign GL account against these account key. So what are the GL accounts we are having? /n fs00. So account key is created. Now we'll link GL account with account key. So OB40 is the transaction code by which we are going to link GL account. We have to search GST1234. So click on this one. See here we are having for account key. Double click on GST1 and give your chart of account TM01. Press enter. So last time also I assigned GL account here. This is for output tax. So you can check here. See here output tax, that is 2002, 2001. Okay, input output says 2002 and input tax is 1002 and input says is 1003. So we have to check one by one whether the GL accounts which we have linked is correct or not. So here it should be 2002, that is also correct. And here input tax should be 1003. It should be 1003, I think. Input tax GL. Okay, 1002 is that input tax and 1003 is input cess. So let me check for cess also. It should be 1003. Okay, so GL account we have, and click on posting key, everything. Okay, GL account we have already linked and this is correct. In the previous session also we have linked the GL account, and how to link that already I have shown. So this is correct. Now what we have to do, we have to create a tax procedure. How to create tax procedure? The transaction code is OBQ3. OBQ3 is the transaction code. So how to create tax procedure, that was also done in the last session. We were almost created. Click on position and type TM01. That was a tax procedure which I created. In this tax procedure, select this tax procedure and click on control. So why we are going to give this all things, that also I explained last time. The only problem was here while assigning GS1, GS2 and GS3 and GS4. For GS4 some error was coming yesterday. Okay, so the copy, whatever copy we did yesterday, that was not done in proper way. That's what this error was appearing. Now I have created once again, I copied once again. Press enter. Okay, so tax procedure we have created. Now we'll do one thing, we'll post a transaction. Okay, tax procedure we have created. One more step we have to do, we have to create a tax code. We have to create a tax code. Anything we can create, input or output. Output means whenever if any sale is taking place, so on that whatever tax is going to be created, that is output tax. During purchase, if any tax is going to be for purchase related, whatever the tax we are going to create, that is input tax. So I'll just let you know guys how to create a tax code and how this tax calculation is going to happen automatically. Let me open one more screen. So once we define tax procedure, the next step is to create tax code. FTXP is the transaction code by which we can create a tax code. Country, give your country IN. Okay guys, I forgotten one more step before creation of tax code. We need to assign our procedure, tax procedure, to the country. Transaction code is OBBG. Whatever tax procedure we have created, that is applicable at country level, because whatever the tax procedures are there, whatever the calculation procedures are there, it's not like that it is going to vary in a sense like it may be the tax percentage will be different state differs from a state to a state. When it was so many like indirect taxes itself, but when non GST taxes were there in those days, now the GST will be same. There won't be any differences. So anyhow, so what we are going to do, we are going to assign our tax procedure to the country. So click on position, give your country name IN, and somebody has given a different tax procedure. I'm going to change that, and I'm going to give TM01. This is my tax procedure which I have created. Press enter. So tax procedure I have linked, and now we are going to create a tax code. Now we are going to create a tax code. Give your country. I have given country, and give a tax code. Just give T1. Press enter. So if it is input or output, so I'll just give 10% GST output. Okay, so tax type we have to choose. If you don't know, then click on this, and here whether it is input or output. So this is output. Select output and press enter. Now what is happening? This is a output tax. So give 10%, 10 here, and then on this 10%, if the government says that 2% cess is also applicable, so we are going to apply a 2 here. Now see, if you have a look, if you have a look, just save it. So this is the tax code which we have created, that is T1. Now we'll do one thing. Okay, so we have created 10% output tax. This 10% will be calculated on base amount, and this 2% will be calculated on this amount. This 2% will be calculated on this amount. Okay. Now, so I have created a tax code. Now what to do? Click on create a session. Now we'll have to do one more setting, guys. Whenever, so all we know very well that all the sales related, all the revenue related GLs, whatever the revenue related GLs are there for those, what is going to happen? Whatever revenue related GLs are there, these all revenue related GLs are applicable for output tax only, and all the expense related, in the sense whatever the purchase related GLs are there, that is related to input tax only. So if you want, come to GL account and revenue, whatever our sales revenue GL is there, double click, edit and control, and then click on tax category here and select drop down. Now here, these two, generally these three only we are going to use, only these three. So we are going to select only output tax allowed. It means if you post any transaction, and by mistake if you have selected input related tax code, then system will not allow you to post the entry. Just save it. I'll show you how. Press enter. Okay, so we have created a tax code. Now I'm going to post a transaction. What transaction? Say for example we are having sales account. So if you sell something to the customer, what will happen? Customer account, debit, 1,000 rupees, and then sales account credit, right? Sales account credit, sales account credit, also 1,000 rupees. Now if we are going to apply any charges, say for example GST output, so that will be also credited. And here how much? 10% means 10 rupees. And if we are having 10% means 100 rupees. And then GST cess also should be credited itself with 2 rupees, 2% of this amount. So this should be the accounting entry. So whatever this 1 or 2 is there, who is going to pay? Customer. So apart from 1,000, we are going to receive another 102. So 1,102 rupees. Customer is going to be debited with 1,102. whatever tax amount is there, that we have added here. Now we'll do one thing. Now we are going to use FB70 transaction code, and we'll see whether our tax is being calculated or not. And GL account also will be fetched by system automatically. So here, what is our customer number? Let me search. Now once again I am going to use FB70. And then here I'll have to search the customer. I'll do one thing. Generally, I'll let you know what we are going to do. Here we are going to give customer number, then here invoice date, posting date as usual, the way we have posted customer account earlier, and here amount. Then what will happen? Simply you need to click on calculate tax. Once you click on calculate tax, then here tax code will appear. Okay, here in this field tax code will appear. You need to select the tax, and then here we are going to give the sales GL, and here also we are going to give the amount which we have to post. And once you press enter, and if you click on simulate, it is going to show you the accounting entry, and with tax GL will appear automatically. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. But since the server is dead slow right now, so we'll do one thing. I anyhow 90% I have completed this configuration document also on tax on sales purchase. So these things I'm going to mention in the configuration document. Okay, will all with all the screenshot, and we'll share it today itself. Okay, so based on the document, do the practice, and whenever and wherever you guys are having any kind of issues or query, you let me know, or else in next session also, if you want, I can show you practically, or else whatever query you're having related to this, that I'll show you guys. Okay, so in this session it's not possible to post this invoice because here the server itself is dead slow and it's not running perfectly. So we'll share the configuration document along with this video also. Whichever you feel easy, whether by watching seeing the configuration document, better to do the configuration based on the configuration document itself, so that it will be easy for you guys. And do your practice, and then with next session, if you're having any queries, any doubt regarding this, we'll cover.